Hello guys, welcome to the GCE panel online once more. And in today's tutorials, we are looking at the correction of June 2024 Ordinary Level Mathematics Paper 1. June 2024 Ordinary Level Mathematics Paper 1. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you'll be the first to get updates and notifications about the papers we upload. Let us begin with this paper. So question 1 reads, given that 36 divided by 9 is equal to 4, 4 is known as the... So what happens when we divide 36 by 9? So 36 divided by 9 is equal to 4. In this operation, 36 is known as the dividend, 9 is the divisor, 4 is known as the quotient, and of course the remainder is 0. So 4 is known as the quotient. The quotient. Question 2. The next prime number greater than 23 is... What are prime numbers? Prime numbers are numbers that have just two factors. The first factor is 1. The second factor is itself. So the first prime number is also an even number for the positive prime number. So we have 2, 3, 5, 7. 9 is not a prime number. It is a composite number because it has 3 factors, 1, 3, and 9. So the next prime number after 7 is 11. Then we have 13. 15 as well is not a prime number. We have 17, 19, 21 is not a prime number, 23, 25 is not a prime number, 27 is not a prime number. The next is 29, and then we have 31. So the next prime number after 23 is 29. Okay, 29. Question 3. The absolute value of negative 1 minus 9 is... first of all, negative 1 minus 9 is equal to negative 10. The absolute value of a number makes that number positive. So the absolute value of negative 10 is positive 10 or just 10. Okay? So the absolute value of a negative 10 is plus 10. Question 4. Converting 0.15 to a fraction in its simplest form gives... So we have 0.15. How many digits are after the decimal point or marker? We have 2. So 0.15 is the same as 15 over 100, where this 100 takes the place of these 2 decimal places after the decimal marker. Now we can simplify or reduce this fraction. 5 here, 3. 5 into 100, 20 times. So the result is 3 on 20. Okay? So A, 3 on 20. That's for question 4. Question 5. Expressing 0.0597 in standard form gives... So a number in standard form is written as let me say a dot bc dot and so on times 10 to the power n. Okay, so here we have to move the decimal marker 1, 2, so that the first digit is a whole number. Okay, so this is going to give us 5.97 times 10 to the negative 2. Why negative 2? Because as you can look logically, this number is not up to a whole number. Okay, so times 10 to the power negative 2 is the same like 5.97 over 100, which is going to give us this value. Okay, so our key here is B. It's B. Question 6. The number of significant figures in 14.501 is... So the first significant digit in this number is 1. The second is 4. The third is 5. The fourth is this 0. And of course, this last one is the fifth. So this number has 5 significant digits. This number 5. So the key here is A. Question 7. Mary went to bed at 11:20 p.m. and asked John to wake her up after 2 hours. The time by the clock that John woke up Mary is... So normally if you go to bed at 11:20 p.m. at night and you add 2 hours that time, it's going to be, so 11:20 plus 1 hour is 12:20. That 12:20 now is a.m. plus 1 hour, 1:20 a.m. So this person got up at 1:20. So not 13. This one is not correct. This one is not correct. So the correct answer is 1:20. Okay. This 1:20 is 1:20 a.m. So our key here is C. That brings us to question 8. Guys, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please make sure you subscribe. If you are in need of these past questions, the manuals or the solutions, please contact us from the website www.gcepanel.org. You can contact us directly from the website, or you contact us on WhatsApp on +237 674 292 830, and you can get the solution manual from 2010 to 2024. Okay, so an article is sold at a loss of 10%. Sold at a loss of 10%. Given that the selling price is 7,200, the cost price is... So we know that cost price is always 100%, but selling price can be equal to 100 if the selling price equals the cost price. The percentage selling price will be more than 100. Let me say 120, for example, if you sell at a gain. But if you sell at a loss, the percentage selling price will be less than 100. So since this article has been sold at a loss of 10%, it means that the percentage selling price is 90% because they have made a loss on the cost price. So 90% here represents this 7,200. Now the cost price is always 100%. So 100% will be equal to the cost price. So from here we can look cost price, right? So how do we get the cost price? We can cross multiply. Okay. Another way to do this is we're going to say that 90% is 7,200. Okay, so we're going to say that 90% is 7,200. Now what will be 1%? 1% will be this 7,200 divided by 90, right? And what's that going to give us? Okay, that's going to give us 80. Thank you for the correction. That's going to give us 80. And therefore the cost price, which is 100%, will be equal to this 80 times 100. What's 80 times 100? 8,000. So from here, our cost price is 8,000. Okay. Okay. The next question. Given that 6 textbooks, each of the same price, cost 30,000 francs, the cost in FCFA of 3 of the textbooks is... So if 6 of these textbooks cost 30,000, 3 of them, that's half of the money, right? So 6 costs 30,000. What will be the cost of 3? 3 is a half of 6. So we need a half of 30,000. Okay. So 6 textbooks is equal to 30,000. The half of 6 is 3, right? Good. So divided by 2, divided by 2. 2 here 1, 2 here 3. So 3 textbooks will be 15,000. So that's going to give us 15,000 francs. The key is B. Question 10. The scale of a map is 1:50,000. The actual length in kilometer of a road measuring 4 centimeters on the map is. So on this map, 1 centimeter is equal to 50,000. So from here, 4 centimeters. 4 centimeters will be 15,000. 50,000 times 4, right? We're going to give us 200,000. Okay. Now, but they want this answer in kilometers. We know that 200,000. Just a moment, please. 200,000. Now we know that 100,000 centimeter is 1 kilometer. Okay, so what will be 200,000 centimeters? 200,000 centimeters will be equal to 2 kilometers. So I repeat, 100,000 centimeter is 1 kilometer. So for here we have 200,000 centimeters. 200,000 centimeters will give us 2 kilometers. Our key is A. Question 11. Given the set A and B such that set A is 1, 2, has elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and set B has elements 2, 4, 6, 8, the sets A and B are called. So if you look, you see that the sets A and B do not have the same elements. Just 2 elements are common. Okay, that's 2 and 4. 2 and 4. Sorry. Now the elements are not the same, but they have the same number of elements. Since they have the same number of elements, so the sets are equivalent sets. Okay, the number of elements in set A is equal to the number of elements in set B, which is equal to 4. When this condition holds true, so that the sets are equivalent. Okay, if the elements were the same, we see the sets are equal. Like, let me see, the elements of A are 1, 2, 3, 4, and B are also 1, 2, 3, 4. They have the same number of elements, and the elements are also identical. Okay. Question 12. Given that P and Q are disjoint sets, the relationship between P and Q in set notation is. So how do you represent disjoint sets? Let me say this is what you have. These are disjoint sets. This is P and this is Q. These sets are disjoint sets, okay? They have no elements in common. Okay, so for the first case, P union Q is equal to an empty set. This one is not true. Number of elements in P intersection Q is 0. This is true, right? Because there's no elements in P intersection Q. P intersection Q is, this one is not set notation representation. This is rubbish. This is jazz. P is equal to Q. This is not true. So the answer here is B. Question 13. The shaded region in the figure represented is. So what's the shaded region in this figure? So the shaded region is the region outside A union B, as you can see. This region outside A union B. This region outside. So this region is known as A union B complement. So we first get A union B. So it's A union B complement, that's C. A union B complement outside A union B. So our key is C. Question 14. If you need a complete solution manual in digital form of this booklet, you can get to us using on WhatsApp directly, or send a text message to 674 292 830. You can equally visit our website at www.gcepanel.online. www.gcepanel.online. gcepanel.org or .online. Okay, perfect. Now the negation of the statement some students will pass the examination is the opposite of some students will pass. Means that nobody will pass, right? So no students will pass the examination. The negation of some is no. No students will pass the examination. Question 15. Figure 2 is an arrow diagram of a relation between P and Q. The range of the relation is... How do we get the range of a relation? The range of the relation is the set of the elements that are used in the codomain. So this is the domain set and this is the codomain. The range is the set of elements that are used in the codomain. So they have used 1, they have used 3, and they have used 4. So therefore means that our range is the set 1, 3, 4. That's the range. Okay, so our key from here is D. Our key is D. You can go to the gcepanel.org website and download this paper. Okay, download the paper, the question, and much more. You can always leave your comments or your text using the WhatsApp number which you have left above. So given the function f of x equals 1 minus 2x, the value of f of negative 3 is... So how do we get f of negative 3 here? So f of negative 3, we are going to substitute negative 3 in this. Will be equal to 1 minus 2 into negative 3. So it's going to be 1. Negative 2 times negative 3 is plus 6. Positive 6, right? 1 plus 6 is 7. So our key is B. Question 17. You can also do practice of this by going to our website and then you click on GCE panel preps and then select O level and take 2014. You can do a live practice of this paper. Okay. Question 17. A and B are two sets such that A equals 3, 4 and B equals XY. The Cartesian product AB is... So how do we get the Cartesian product? To get the Cartesian product, we take the first element in set A, which is 3, comma, and then the first element in set B, which is X. Put brackets like this. The next one should be the first element in set A again, and the second element in set B, until we have used all the elements in set B. So we have 3y, that's the next one. We have already used 3, right? So the next one is 4. So 4x, then 4y. We now make a set of all of these elements. This 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make a set of all of these. So the correct answer here is C. So represents that in the form of a set. A set of what? Set of ordered pairs, because they say Cartesian products of A times B or AB. So A comes first. Question 18. The function f is defined on the set of real numbers by f is such that x is mapped onto 3x minus 2, and they want us to find f inverse, the inverse function. So there's a shortcut for us to get the inverse function here. So what did they do to get the value of x here? So you're going to see that x, you multiply by 3, you have 3x, and what's the next step? You subtract 2. Subtract 2, you are going to have 3x minus 2. So for the inverse function, we do the opposite. We start with x. The opposite of, or the inverse of subtracting 2 is adding 2, right? So x plus 2, that's going to give us x plus 2. And what's the next step? They multiplied by 3, so divide by 3. So you're going to have x plus 2. All this on 3. Okay? This method is like the method of flow charts. So x plus 2 on 3, this did. Well, if you don't want this method, you can equally use the other one. You can equally solve as follows. you start by saying that let y be equal to this f of x. So y is equal to, or you let this to be equal to y. Okay, let's say you say 3x minus 2 is equal to y. We are solving for x. So from here, 3x will be equal to, you add 2 on both sides, will be y plus 2. Now you divide both sides by 3. So from here, our inverse function will be x equals y plus 2 on 3. Now we'll replace this x here by f inverse of x. I'll replace this y here by x. So that's going to give us this result here that we had before. Okay. Question 19 first. If you want to download this paper and the solutions, please visit our website www.gcepanel.org, or you can go to www.gcepanel.online or gcemathpanel.blogspot.com. So use the first one. A polygon having 9 sides is called, so we know that oct is 8, dec is 10, non is 9, and hept, what's hept? 7, right? So we talk about 9 sides here. 9 sides correspond to what? A nonagon. A nonagon. Question 20. The sum of the 3 interior angles of a triangle is, the sum of the 3 interior angles of a triangle is, so for any triangle, the sum of all the interior angles is 180 degrees. Okay, angle A plus angle B plus angle C is 180 degrees. Question 21. The number of lines of symmetry in a rhombus is or are. What's a rhombus? A rhombus is almost like a square in which all the sides are equal, but these angles here are not 90 degrees, okay? So this is equal to this, equal. Everything is equal, unlike a kite. So the number of lines of symmetry, we have this line of symmetry, this is a line of symmetry, and this is another line of symmetry. Some lines of symmetry are there for a rhombus. They're just 2. They're just 2 lines of symmetry. Question 22. Figure 3 is a circle with center O and a chord PQ, subtending an angle of 70 degrees at the center. The value of the angle marked theta is, well, this angle, as students told me before, the angle was not well represented, but in this case, of course, you already know this is the angle theta here, right? That's the angle there. So here we can start this chord PQ subtends the same angle, or subtends an angle of 70 at where? At the center. Meanwhile, the angle it subtends at the circumference here is r, right? Or peak RQ. So what will be the value of theta? The angle subtended at the circumference is half the angle subtended at the center by the chord. So this angle is going to be a half of 70, which is 35 degrees. So theta is equal to 70 on 2. Because the angle subtended at the circumference is half the angle at the center. Okay? So our key here is A. Question 23. Figure 4 represents the net of course, everybody knows that is a rectangle, right? So this is a net of a rectangle. Net of a rectangle. Let's move to question 24. Figure 5 is a rectangular based pyramid. The number of edges is, so how many edges are here? So let's look at the number of edges and let's see what we have. So first of all, what is an edge? Or how do we get the number of edges? So you've done many different things to get the number of edges for this prism. Sorry, for this pyramid. The pyramid has a rectangular base, and we are required to look for the number of edges. Okay.
Which one should I push? Show me. Which one? Let me put it down.
So let's look at the number of edges. The number of edges represents the number of lines. So this is an edge, 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 this is an edge. So how many of them are there all together? There are 8. All together we have 8 of them. Also note that if they ask for the number of nodes or vertices, these are the vertices or endpoints. Okay, it has 5 endpoints, but if the number of edges, there are 8. Question 25. Figure 6 is a circle with center O. The shaded region in the figure is called. So this shaded region in this circle here, this shaded region that is bounded by an arc. This is the arc, bounded by an arc and 2 radii. This is a radii and this is a radii. And sorry, and this radius, this radius. So we have talk of 2 radii. That forms what you call a sector. Okay, if we had something like this, then this would be known as a segment because it's bounded by an arc and a chord. But this one that is bounded by 2 radii, the radius passed through the center, right, gives us what you call sector. The perimeter of a rectangle with length x units and width y units in terms of x and y is. So let me say this is the rectangle. Okay, length is x, width is y, so xy. So what will be the perimeter? Perimeter is equal to length plus width, right? Or length plus width times 2. So we have length plus width, or 2 times length plus width, length plus width. So our perimeter is 2 into x plus y. Or you can sum all of them and then you factorize, you're going to have that result. Question 27. Figure 7 is a right angle triangle with size 6 centimeters, x centimeters, and area 24 centimeters square. The value of x in the figure is. How do we get the area of a right angle triangle? Area is base times height divided by 2. So from here, if we want to find the value of x, okay, which is one of the sides, either the base or the height, whatever, we know that we're going to have 2 times the area is equal to base times height. And from here, divide both sides by base, for example, we'll start the height will be equal to 2 times the area over the base. So from this point, we can find the value of x. So this is going to be equal to 2 times the area 24 over 6. What does that give us? 8. So the key is A. Question 28. The volume of a cone. The volume of a cone with height 10 centimeters and base radius 6 centimeters in terms of pi is. So how do we get the volume of a cone? The volume of a cone is given by 1/3 the volume of a what? A cylinder, right? Pi radius squared times height. So this is going to give us 1/3 pi times radius times 6 times 6 times 10. So 3 here 1, 3 here 2. 2 times 6 is 12 times 10, 120 times pi. So this gives us 120 pi. So our answer is going to be 120 pi. 120 pi. That's question 28. Question 29. If you are watching this video and have not subscribed to this channel, I'm not sure that you'll be able to watch paper 2, because only those who are subscribed will be able to see paper 2. Otherwise, you'll not be able to find paper 2. You can equally go to our website and download this paper and the solutions, and you can equally do practice. So go to our website, go to the menu and take GCE preps, select O level. When you go to O level, select mathematics. Under mathematics, go to 2024 and select. You have this part to do a live practice with the solutions. All right, question 29. The y-intercept of the line y equals 2x plus 4 on the Cartesian plane is... So the y-intercept occurs when x at the y-intercept x is 0, okay? So at the y-intercept x is 0. So the y-intercept will be given by 2 times 0 plus 4. So that's just going to be equal to 4, right? So the y-intercept is y equals 4. A key here is D. Question 30. The gradient of the line 3y equals 6x minus 3 is... To find the gradient of a line, the line should be written in the form y equals mx plus c. So you can rearrange for the line to be in this form. And clearly here we can see that if we divide all through the equation by 3, we are going to have y is equal to 2x minus 1 when you divide all through by 3. So 3y divided by 3 is just this y. 6x divided by 3 is 2x, and negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. So from here you can see the gradient clearly. The gradient is m equals 2. So our gradient is 2 for that line. The equation of the line L in the Cartesian plane shown in figure 8 is... So even without looking at the alternative for the answers for this question, you can see that this line is a line y is equal to 4, because along this line y is always having a value of 4, okay? So this is the line y equals 4, okay? If I draw another line like this here, this one now is the line x equals 4. This one is called x equals 4. So but the correct line we have here is this line y equals 4. That's what they're asking for, okay? So our key here is A. A. Question 32. Subtracting 2b from 2a plus b gives... Subtracting 2 plus b from 2a plus b gives... So this is going to be... So we'll say subtracting from. So follow the English, okay? So we have 2a plus b minus 2 plus b. You must put your brackets here to make sure that you distribute this negative sign to all the elements in brackets, okay? So it's going to give us 2a plus b minus 2 minus b. So from here, negative b plus b is 0, and we're left with 2a minus 2. Okay? 2a minus 2. Question 33. The value of the expression x squared minus y when x equals 3 and y equals 2 is... Here we are looking for the numerical value of an expression. Okay, so this will give us x is 3, so we have 3 squared minus y is 2. 3 squared is not 6, it's 9. 9 minus 2 gives us 7, right? So the numerical value is 7 when x equals 3 and y equals 2. Question 34. The range of values of x for which 7 minus 2x is less than or equal to 19 is... So solving inequalities and making sure that you don't fall victim for the inequality symbols or signs. Okay, so here I have 7 minus 2x is less than or equal to 19. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. When I subtract 7 from both sides, I'll be left with negative 2x less than or equal to 19 minus 7. What does that give us? 12, right? We now divide both sides by negative 2. You know that when you are dividing or multiplying by a negative number, there is a reversal of the inequality sign. Inequality sign does what? It reverses. So this one was less than or equal to, it becomes greater than or equal to. Okay? So we divide both sides by negative 2. So this gives us x is greater than or equal to what? Negative 6. Take note of this. X is greater than or equal to negative 6. Question 35. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, I'm sorry, my dear friend, you might not be able to watch paper 2. So do everything to subscribe to this channel and then you share this video. You can have access to this information materials by going to www.gcepanel.org or gcepanel.online or gcepanel.blogspot.com. Okay, so just go to www.gcepanel.org. Factorizing x squared plus 4x plus 3 completely gives. So in this question, the sum is 4 and the product is 3. So what are the pair of factors that if we multiply, we are going to have 3, and if we add them, we are going to have 4. So the only possibility is a 1 and 3, right? So these pairs of factors, if you multiply 1 by 3, you have 3, and if you add 1 to 3, you have 4. Therefore, you can factorize this as follows. So you have x squared plus 1x plus 3x plus 3. So we have broken down this middle term into 1x plus 3x. That's what we have done. Okay. So what's our next step? We group. So the highest common factor here is x into what? X squared divided by x is x. 1x divided by x is plus 1. Highest common factor of this second group is 3. Plus 3x divided by plus 3 is x. And plus 3 divided by plus 3 is plus 1. Now I have the same thing in brackets, so I can still factorize. I'll just copy just one of them. And the other things I've not used, the x and the 3, I'll put in another bracket. So this has the result, okay? So you have x plus 1, x plus 3. Another way to do this is just to expand. You expand them and see which of them is going to give you the correct one that corresponds to the equation here. Question 36. 36. Simplifying 2 to the power negative 3 gives, from the laws of indices, 2 to the power negative 3 is the same as 1 over 2 to the power plus 3. If you want to write it in fraction form, okay? And 2 to the power 3 is 8, right? So this is 1 over 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 1 over 8. So the key is B. The key here is B. Question 37. The next term in the sequence is, what's the next term here? So let's see what's been done from negative 1 to from negative 3 to 1 and from 1 to 5. From 1 to 5 they've added 4. Let's see what they did from negative 1 to 4. They also negative 3 to 1. They also added 4. So the next term is going to be 5 plus 4, right? So the next term is 5 plus 4. We follow the same pattern, which is 9. Question 38. The number of even nodes in the network in the figure is. So what's an even node? An even node is a node where we have even number of arcs meeting it or leaving it. So this is an even node because we have 2 arcs leaving that one. This is an even node and this is an even node. The other nodes are odd nodes because this one has 3 arcs. So it's an odd node. This is also an odd node. So how many even nodes are here? There are 3 of them. Okay, so we have 3 even nodes. Question 39. The relationship that exists between sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta is. Oh, everybody knows this one, right? You know that tan theta is equal to sine theta on cos theta. You can get this from SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA, which is a mnemonic, right? Where this TOA is tan theta. TOA here stands for tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. But this might not be very helpful. Yep, it might not be very helpful because we know the relationship between sin theta, cos theta, and tan theta is tan theta equals sin theta on cos theta. Okay? Yeah, but there's a relationship between this and this one. Question 40. Okay, question 40. Yep, let me see where we are right now. Question 40. Figure 10 is a right angle triangle with sides 8 centimeters and 6 centimeters. What's the value of n? From the principle of Pythagorean triplets, for a right angle triangle, if this side is 6, one short side is 6, and the other side is 8, the other side will be 10. If one side is 3, the other short side is 4, the longest side will be 5. Okay, these are Pythagorean triplets, right? So just from here, you have been seeing this all the time in class, you already know that the answer is 10. But you want to solve, of course, there is no problem. Our n here will be equal to the longest side squared because the sum of squares of the other two short sides, right? So the square of the hypotenuse equals the sum of squares of the other two sides. So n squared will be equal to 6 squared plus 8 squared. So 6 squared is 36, 8 squared is 64, so the sum is 100. So if n squared is equal to 100, then what is n? N will be equal to the square root of 100, right? Which is 10. So our key here is D, 10. Question 41. Question 41 is a question about bearing. Question 41 is all about bearings. And how do we get the bearing? So bearings are measured in the anti-clockwise directions, right? So how do we get the bearing of R from S? How do you get the bearing of R from X? Okay, so sorry a bit for the distraction and for the slowdown. So bearings are measured from clockwise north, okay? So sorry, not as clockwise. Bearings are measured from clockwise north. So for me to get this bearing here, the bearing of R from S, so I'm beginning at S, right? So this is the bearing. So how do I get this bearing? I know that this angle here, if I can extend this angle will be equal to 26. And of course, this other one like this is 180. So the bearing of R from S is going to be 180 degrees plus 26 degrees, right? Which gives us 206 degrees, okay? So bearings are measured from clockwise north. Clockwise, so to always get the bearing, you must measure clockwise from the north. Question 42. So given the vectors R equals -3, 6 and P equals 1, -1, evaluating R plus P gives, so R plus P is just the sum of this, right? So we have -3, 6, and of course we also have 1, -1. So the result, -3 plus 1 is -2, and 6 plus -1 is 5. So our result is -25, C. -25, C. Question 43. So given the vector OP equals negative 4i plus 3j, what is the magnitude or modulus of this vector? So the modulus or magnitude will just be equal to the root of the sum of squares of the components. So this is going to be equal to negative 4 squared plus 3 squared, square root of all of that. Negative 4 squared is 16, 3 squared is 9. So this gives us the square root of 25, which is equal to 5. So the key here is A. Question 44. That brings us to question 44. I hope you have subscribed to this channel. Subscribe to this channel. It's not going to kill somebody. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe and share. I don't know. Many people are watching, but they don't subscribe. They don't share. They don't do anything. They don't comment. I don't know. You don't like what you are doing. I don't know why you are here. So the direction of the vector minus 3i, negative 3i minus 3j is. So first of all, this vector is in the third quadrant. Okay. So this vector is in the third quadrant. So let's see what we're going to get here. So firstly, tan theta. Okay, so theta is going to be tan inverse of y component negative 3 on I component negative 3. So this will be tan inverse of 1, which is equal to 45 degrees, right? But in which quadrant do we have this vector? Which quadrant? This vector is in this quadrant. Okay. So how do we get the direction of this vector? So we know that the direction of vector is measured from the positive x axis, right? So this is going to give us this. That's 180 plus what? Plus 45. And the modulus of this vector, the direction of this vector is 225 degrees. Okay. Otherwise, we are not going to have the correct quadrant in which this is found. Since in the third quadrant, we are going to have 180 plus theta. Since our theta here is 45, and in the third quadrant, we have 180 plus theta. Okay. Yes, I know that many people will try to argue about it, but that's how we get the direction of the vector. You can equally check your notes as well, okay? Okay, that brings us to question 45. The order of the matrix negative 1, 0, 3 is. So how many rows by how many columns? There's just one row. By how many columns? Columns are, we have 1, 2, 3. So it's 1 by 3. 1 by 3. Matrix has order 1 by 3 or size is 1 by 3. Question 46. What's the transpose of this matrix? We get the transpose of matrix by changing rows for columns. So negative 3, 1, 5 becomes negative 3, 1, 5, 0, 2, 7. So this is the transpose of this matrix. Okay. So which of these is the correct answer? A. So that's the transpose of that matrix. We are coming to the end of this paper. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed, or you will not subscribe at all? Well, if you don't subscribe and you cannot watch the next video, you're on your own, okay? Because only those who have subscribed might be able to watch the next video. Question 47. The range of the distribution 2, 4, 2, 6, 3, 7, negative 1 is. So to get the range of the distribution, we get the highest value minus the lowest one. The highest value here is 7. Minus the lowest is negative 1. 7 minus negative 1 is equal to 8. Note that these two negatives not separated by anything becomes a positive, okay? So 8. I know many people start 7 minus negative 1 is equal to 7. Or it's even equal to 6. Question 48. The median of the distribution 7311470 is. So to get the median, arrange the numbers in ascending or descending order first, or increasing or decreasing order, and then you can get the median. So we have 0, 1, 1, 3, 4, 7, 7. Okay, so let's see how this goes. So we take one off, take one off, one off, one off, one off, one off. So what's left? You have taken 3 this way and 3 this way, right? The middle person standing here is 3. So the median is 3. That's the middle number. The next question reads, given the distribution 8, 9, 6, 8, 15, 8, 11, 7, what is the mode? The mode is the number that occurs the highest number of times or has the highest frequency. Here we can clearly see that 8 occurs once, twice, thrice, occurs thrice, and that's the highest occurrence. And therefore, the mode of this distribution is 8. The last but not the least question before going to paper 2. The probability that Suzanne goes to the farm is 2 on 5. The probability that she does not go to the farm is. So the probability of a complementary event, let's say the probability that she does not go to the farm, probability of A complement will be equal to 1 minus probability of A. Where A is the probability that she goes to the farm, right? So the probability that she does not go to the farm is going to be equal to 1 minus probability that she does not go to the farm, 2 on 5. Which is equal to 3 on 5. Our key here is A. Cheap things are always cheap, and this is good. Thank you so much for being there for the GCE panel. This is the last and not the least paper. We're trying as much as possible to see how we can actually do also the other papers for the other subjects, so that you might actually have time to practice, to revise, and have a good time. So thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe and share this video to all the WhatsApp groups in which you find yourself. If you don't share, well, you're just telling us that you're not interested in what we are doing and we should not do it again. Thank you so much. If you need past questions or solutions and so on, you want to buy them, please contact us using the WhatsApp number that is on screen, or the one below this video, or go to our website directly, www.gcepanel.org, www.gcepanel.org. Or you can contact us directly on WhatsApp by using 237 674 292 830. If you want to buy a digital copy, send a text or a WhatsApp to this number and we'll get to you immediately or in less than no time. Thank you so much. Stay tuned, subscribe, share, and watch the next video. Bye bye. Ciao.